I was thinking about it, and this possibly could be a double-edged sword, but my mind and my imagination kind of wandered off for a bit.
It is time once again for the main story quest, where the Trinity Bros give you their MMO opinion. All right, it is now time for our main story quest, where we give you our MMO opinions because that's what we do well. Okay, we're going to have a topic that is kind of just like a little off thing. I mean, it's like we've been playing MMOs for a long time. And when we think about Kickstarters or early access or get excited about a game, we hear something, we like, what is like the one thing, or maybe two? What? Oh, sorry. We have one or two items that we just really, really want in an MMO. And that's the thing that just draws us in and wants us to play that game. So I say that because the biggest thing I want in an MMO, okay, is what I wanted out of Fallout 70. Says what I want, and I hope to get out of Crowfall and others is literally building. Okay, being able to build my base or my house. Okay, to have a place I can come home to after raiding, a place I can come home to after doing my quest. Okay, and I can share it with friends and family. They can see it. They can have it. Okay, that's the one thing that I really, really want. I mean, I'm a Fallout 4 guy. I love Fallout games. I've been enjoying now Rust recently again because have a server and we're building stuff. I've always liked building science things. That's why I've always like played Civilization or Railroad Tycoon, building stuff. Season 3 or Age of Empires is building stuff. I mean, all the kind of things that you want to be able to do. And I wanted to share with people. And so that's really, I really, really wanted to have in an MMO. Okay. I mean, obviously, I still want story and I still want mechanics. And I'm also a person who generally wants to make sure the graphics are decent enough because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm not playing SWTOR because the graphics somewhat turn me off. Okay, personally, I like Elder Scrolls Online. Even WoW has a little more decent graphics. Final Fantasy 14 is even more graphically a game. Obviously it's more of the Asian style than it is the Western style, I might say, but that's fine. That's how it works out. So Jazeel, what about you? What's the one thing or two you want from your MMO?
I guess the most obvious one would be good story, uh, and lore attached to it. I really like to get into the game, and I like to have more than just surface level story. I like to really be able to dig into it. And that's one thing that I love about Elder Scrolls Online and World of Warcraft is that there's almost too much. There's
Yeah,
enough to keep you um digging and going, okay, well, this story happened and this story happened in game, and then they've got books and they've got chronicles and they've got in game little books and whatnot that you can find and read. It's just crazy how much, and I love that. The other is proper character progression and just doing that right, making your character feel like at the beginning that you're just not all that tough. And then as you know, adventure through the game, you become more and more powerful and you feel that. And you have the ability to finally go crush that mob that crushed you a month ago. Now you can go get him, but now there's something even more powerful, another section of the map that has something even more powerful that you have to work towards, or raid or dungeons or whatever. And having, I would say, tied to that, eh, almost as I wouldn't say it's a third thing because it's so tied to that second thing, would be proper end game, giving people enough to do at the end other than just go make
yeah,
alt characters or
yep.
what have you. That um, there's a lot of games that have alternative pathways to improve your character and uh, continue on, and also the thing that I know some of you are not that into, but doing collecting pets and mounts or like ESO, collecting, furniture and stuff for your house and that kind of stuff. You know, and of course, transmogging your character's look and whatnot with different armor sets. That's always fun for me. So I love all that stuff kind of in the game, and there's a reason why I play the MMOs that I do, because they have all of those things that I just mentioned in spades. So yeah.
No, awesome. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good point. With regards to lore, the story obviously is very critical. And of course, like in game, you're right. You mentioned the in game. The first thing popped in my mind was Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that was one thing that people criticized at first, and reason why people started abandoning the game so fast because their in game wasn't really there. All right, Solomon, what about you? What do you look for in the MMO?
I was thinking about it, and this possibly could be a double-edged sword, but my mind and my imagination kind of wandered off for a bit, and I'm thinking, it would be really cool if there was like an MMO, but like Facebook at the same time, like a social media MMO, where not only is it a game, but it's also like a platform that people utilize very similarly to how people use Facebook or
Like
Instagram.
Second Life, or I mean, I never did Second Life, but that's more
Well,
real life. But you're just something different beyond that.
possibly. Second Life is a little weird to me, I will admit. So I'm gonna say no to that.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough. I
yeah,
agree.
I don't know. Maybe I was thinking more along the lines of, say, the movie Ready Player One.
Oh, okay.
Um, maybe without the whole virtual
Oh,
reality thing, but
okay.
I mean, you can put that in there too. I mean, Facebook does own the Oculus uh brand or technology or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that'd be really cool, but then again, with all the political stuff going around with, the banning of political leaders, um I say it's a double-edged sword because, the people in power could probably do things that you don't want them to do.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
yeah, I don't know. Mixing fantasy with social media, not fantasy, I'm sorry. Mixing online role playing aspects of gaming culture with social media. I thought it would be pretty cool though. How that would manifest, what that would even look like, or how you would implement it, or what that even entails. I don't know. I really don't know. Again, closest example I could think of is Ready Player One, where it just seems like it's something that people kind of do to like hang out, virtually, obviously, and there might even be some elements of Second Life to Ready Player One insofar as there's like an in-game economy. There's like you can make a living off of virtual products that you create and selling it to other people, like you can in Second Life. So yeah, I think that would be really cool. But to give a more traditional MMO answer, I would probably argue that I'm looking very. I would probably look for something very similar to what you were saying earlier, like with Fallout 4, and being able to create your own like settlement, but have that like an online aspect of that,
Yeah.
which Fallout 76 is, but Fallout 76 really isn't an MMO as it is a online RPG, I would argue. So it's a bit different. Again, how they would implement something massive like a settlement system in Fallout 4 as an MMO, like a traditional MMO with a persistent world, I don't know. I think Ashes of Creation might be the closest thing that we could probably uh, think of in terms of that kind of those features and gameplay in an MMORPG. And even then, I don't even know what that would look like because I haven't played any of the pre-alpha tests or anything like that. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. I mean, I really like world building. And as you said, story is really good too, although it's not necessarily the top of my list. Because I play, for example, one of my favorite MMOs is Black Desert Online, and no one plays that game for the story. Absolutely no one. So Yeah, it's a mixed
Yeah,
bag. So yeah, I guess that's just two different answers for that. Just kind
that's
of
fair.
yeah.
It kind of puts you where you're looking at. It's like the filter that you're looking for. As I said, when I first kickstarted Crowfall, I mean, I kickstarted Camelot Unchained because of Mark Jacobs, and
Mhm.
as it okay, only reason. Crowfall, it was because they offer this world, this castle building, build your own building, and the way they were doing everything, you could have your place, your little zone, do your own thing, but you could still jump into the world, do other stuff. It's kind of cool, you know. So being a Fallout 4 person, I'm like, I want to do that. Okay, that's why Fallout 76, I had such so high hopes into. All right. Anyways, that's it for our story request. Next up, check out the further adventures of Kennethan by liking and subscribing and watching me live on twitch.tv/Kennethan.